We've been to Downish too. We've even been to Chippenham. But the Beaver is home. The Beaver is home. Come on, come down here.
Today I'm off to the Essex town of Braintree to watch Braintree Town play Hampton and Richmond Borough in the Vanarama National League South. Illness prevented me from cycling to Hemel Hempstead Town last week to watch their game against Tunbridge Angels, but luckily it only finished 4-3 with a 90th minute winner and 2 red cards, so at least I didn't miss very much. Now, when I'm planning these trips and the accompanying videos, one of the things that actually takes the longest isn't planning the route, it's planning the music that's going to go along with it. But not this week, however, because Braintree is actually the home of former Prodigy frontman Keith Flint. Flint was such a legend in Braintree, they've actually got a mural of him in the stadium, which I'm hoping to have a look at today. On to the cycling challenge today, and it's about 125 kilometres, which is a whopping 80 miles. It's going to take about 1 billion hours to get there, so let's play some Prodigy and crack on with the ride. I made it to Braintree, firmly in Essex. I'm at the home of the club they affectionately call the Iron. Here at the Cressing Road Stadium, they average about 400 or 500 people each week. Following their recent 2-0 win over Slough Town, Braintree are now 8 points clear of relegation. So probably safe, but another win or two would definitely calm those nerves. Northern Irish manager Ryan Maxwell has been in charge for about 18 months and he's actually done a fantastic job on one of the division's smallest budgets. They've got a tiny playing budget. So let's go through some of the players to look out for today. Starting in defence, we've got left-footed centre-back Luke Pennell. He's only missed one game all season. He marshals that back line ever so well, and he's one of the players to look out for in the heart of that defence. Top scorer for Braintree Town is another Luke, it's Luke Holness. He's got 8 goals this season from midfield, so clearly got an eye for goal. Tricky winger Gianni Critchlow is in a hot vein of form right now, so he plays predominantly on the left but can play on the right as well. He's in great form. He's recently made the team of the week, and he's got great flair and can carve out chances from almost nothing. And up front they've got Dejan Noel Williams, son of former Watford frontman Gifton, and he's a total handful for defenders, and he's definitely due a goal, having scored, check notes, no goals so far this season, but he's one to look out for today for sure. Now, as I mentioned at the start of this video, this ground has a mural of Keith Flint, the former frontman of the hit group The Prodigy. So let's have a look at it over here in all its glory. Look at that, complete work of art, which is fantastic. Now, after cycling for 80 miles, I'm absolutely starving. Let's go and find some of this top Braintree scran. Look at the size of that. It's called the Monster Burger for a reason. It is a heart attack in a bun. Let's give it a go. That'll do after 80 miles. Right, let's go and watch the game. So it finished 1-0 to Hampton and Richmond Borough. Quite a scrappy game, especially first half. Unusually for Hampton and Richmond Borough, both teams were playing quite long ball, but the pitch here at Braintree Town isn't the best, which is probably part of the reason behind that. It was 0-0 at half time, weren't many chances into the second half, and Braintree shaded the first opening exchanges, but as the game grew on, Hampton and Richmond Borough grew in confidence. Man of the match, Shane Dunn, was imperious down the right flank, set up a few chances, and it was his ball that kind of sort of eventually led to a chance which Tyler Miller-Rodney put through. Lovely left-footed finish to put Hampton Richmond Borough 1-0 up. The game wasn't over, and naturally Braintree threw everything they could to try and get the equaliser. 4 minutes of injury time, and in that 4 minutes there were 2 or 3 fairly decent chances for Braintree Town, but ultimately they just couldn't get the ball out from under their feet, get the chance they needed to equalise. So in the end it finished 1-0 to Hampton and Richmond Borough. So a few players caught my eye today, having watched the game, and we'll definitely be looking at their attributes in Football Manager. First up, Shane Dunn. What I didn't realise was quite what a hard-working player who he is, and he's actually quite decent in the air. So we'll be looking at his heading, jumping, work rate stats for sure. Gianni Critchlow, I called him out at the beginning of the game. Having seen him here today, it's quite clear he's got absolutely bags of pace. He's a really great, tidy little winger, and we'll definitely be looking at his pace and acceleration stats. And Luke Holness, another player I was said to watch at the beginning of the game for Braintree Town. Definitely not a midfielder, was very much playing as a number 9, playing through the middle. So we'll be looking at his positions there. He can obviously play on the wing, he can make those driving runs, but also it's quite clear that he's quite a natural centre forward, so we'll be having a look at that as well. It's too cold to show off my Prostate Cancer UK cycling jersey, but as usual I'm cycling all this way to raise money for a fantastic charity that sadly 1 in 8 men will catch prostate cancer, and the work that they do goes to researching that cancer. At the beginning of the season, I set a fundraising target of £2,000. About halfway through the season, we actually upped that to £2,500 because we could see that we were making quite good progress towards it. And thanks largely to the final contributions from the good folks at Dulwich Hamlet and Dorking Wanderers, we actually exceeded that recently. So what we're going to do is we're going to up the target again. We're going to go for £3,000. There's 5 more games to go. I've still got to go to Chippenham, which is where I'm going next week. We've got to go to Chelmsford. We've got to go to Havant, we've got to go to Bath. There's a lot of miles still to go, so we're going to up that target to £3,000, and let's see if we can do it with the good fans of the National League South. As I mentioned, next week I'm going to Chippenham Town. I'm going to see them play Maidstone United. Weirdly, I've seen Maidstone United more than any team this season. They featured in about 5 or 6 of the cycling videos so far. So it'll be really good to see them. They are in a hot battle with Dorking Wanderers for first place at the moment. Maidstone United are in the driving seat, but it'd be really good to go and see Chippenham Town. It's 120 miles away. I'll be doing it over 2 days. So stay tuned next week for what promises to be a bumper episode. Thanks to everyone who has donated. It really means a lot, and thanks to everyone at Braintree Town and Hampton and Richmond Borough for a great reception today. I've been the cycling researcher. I'm not going to ride home because frankly it's 80 miles away, so I'm going to go and ride to the train station.